Am I the only one who didn't know DNA could be such a game changer? It's incredible how these tiny strands can hold the key to someone's fate, unraveling mysteries that have long been buried. Let's talk about Marcellus Williams. His story is a poignant example of how DNA evidence can turn a case on its head. Marcellus Williams is scheduled for execution in just 2 days. The clock is ticking, and the urgency of his situation cannot be overstated. Convicted of the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale, a former reporter, his fate took a dramatic twist when new DNA evidence surfaced. This evidence, it doesn't match Williams. It's a revelation that has sent shockwaves through the legal community and beyond. Despite this groundbreaking evidence, the courts have denied motions to vacate his conviction. It's a decision that has left many questioning the integrity of the justice system. That's right. Even with DNA tests excluding him as the killer, Williams remains on death row. It's a stark reminder of how complex and often flawed our legal processes can be. So why is he still facing execution? It's a question that has no easy answers. The prosecution argues that other evidence still points to his guilt. They cite circumstantial evidence and testimonies that, despite being questionable, have been used to uphold his conviction. But Williams' defense, along with the Innocence Project, argues the trial was unfair. They point to numerous inconsistencies and procedural errors that have marred the case from the beginning. They highlight contaminated evidence and unreliable witness testimony. Witnesses have recanted and evidence has been mishandled, casting a long shadow over the original verdict. The clock is ticking and calls for clemency are growing louder. Activists, legal experts and ordinary citizens are rallying to his cause, demanding that justice be served. Missouri Attorney General opposes the stay, but Congresswoman Cori Bush advocates for justice, citing the new DNA evidence. She has been vocal in her support, calling for a thorough review of the case. This case shines a spotlight on the flaws in our justice system. It's a stark reminder that our legal processes are not infallible and that mistakes can have life and death consequences. It underscores the need for reform and raises questions about the death penalty itself. Should we continue to use a system that can so easily be swayed by flawed evidence and human error? Shouldn't new DNA evidence be a game changer? It's a question that many are asking, and it's one that demands an answer. As we await the Supreme Court's decision, one thing is clear. The fight for Marcellus Williams is not just about one man. It's about the pursuit of justice for all. It's about ensuring that our legal system works for everyone, not just the privileged few. It's about holding those in power accountable and making sure that every person gets a fair trial. Stay tuned and let's hope the scales of justice tip towards truth. The fight for Marcellus Williams is a fight for the very soul of our justice system. It's a fight that we cannot afford to lose. The community's support is overwhelming, with people from all walks of life coming together to demand justice. Their voices echo the sentiment that no one should be executed when there is a shadow of doubt about their guilt. Legal experts have weighed in, pointing out the numerous flaws in the case against Williams. They argue that the new DNA evidence should be more than enough to warrant a new trial or, at the very least, a stay of execution. Williams's family has been vocal in their support, tirelessly advocating for his release. Their emotional pleas highlight the human cost of this legal battle. History has shown us that wrongful convictions are not uncommon. Many have been exonerated thanks to DNA evidence, and Williams's supporters hope he will be the next to join that list. As the community holds candlelight vigils and prays for justice, the world watches and waits. The outcome of this case could set a precedent for how new evidence is treated in the future. The Supreme Court's decision will be pivotal. It will not only determine Williams's fate, but also signal how seriously the justice system takes new evidence. The fight for Marcellus Williams is a fight for justice, fairness, and the truth. It's a fight that has united people across the nation, all demanding that the right thing be done. Stay tuned, and let's hope the scales of justice tip towards truth. The fight for Marcellus Williams is a fight for the very soul of our justice system. It's a fight that we cannot afford to lose.